Hello everyone, Tim Whitmire, North Georgia SportsLink, and week one of high school football is finally here in the North Georgia SportsLink. We'll be on the road with Dawson County as they travel to Jackson County on Friday night. We'll have that live with a pregame starting at 6:45 p.m. on www.northgeorgiasportslink.com. Lumpkin County has an unexpected bye week again this week, as their week one opponent Riverside canceled on them suddenly on Monday, but Lumpkin County has replaced that game with a matchup with Hart County in week 5 of the regular season. We'll also have Lumpkin County in their home opener next Friday night from Dahlonega as they host Union County. Throughout the week, I caught up with the head coaches of the two teams we follow here on the North Georgia Sports Link, Coach Sid Maxwell from Dawson County and Coach Heath, Webb from Lumpkin County. We got to talk to them about the upcoming season. And let's first go to Sid Maxwell of Dawson County. Here's what Coach Maxwell had to say about the upcoming 2023 season. Here, Coach Sid Maxwell. Coach, it's game week. It's time for the real season to get going here, coming off a good scrimmage with North Forsyth, a tough team. And tell us what the season looks like for you.
Well, we got a lot of different new faces. Going to be challenging at first. The young man's got to learn where to go and feel comfortable with the system. It's going to be definitely a learning curve early on, but our focus always is try to get them ready for region play, the ones who count, and get them confident in what to do and build that attitude of success.
Well, you start off, going to Jackson County, and then, as always, first 4 games, as we've seen last year, is a gauntlet of a non-region schedule. You come out 2-2 last year, and all those teams are still solid this year. Talk about these first 4 games.
Well, they are. It's going to be a measuring stick for us, obviously. Playing good opponents do 2 things. 1, it learns what you need to work on, and 2, you need to see who's going to rise up that you can build your team around. And I always tell the guys, we're going to make mistakes, but the secret to success is to fail forward at doing what we're trying to teach you to do. And if they have that positive attitude, they can refocus on the next play. That's what we're looking for, because we're going to have some bumps in the road, and our boys got to keep their heads up and play that next play and pull together. And we're going to try to build on that, get into region play, and hopefully that inexperience we have will become a positive as we get together doing what we do. The game doesn't change, and hopefully it'll be faster for us by the time we get region play.
Well, Coach, when you get to region play, as has been the story over the past 9 seasons, or at least 8 of the 9 seasons since you first arrived here, Dawson County is the hunted in this region, especially coming off a region title last year. Talk about this upcoming year with 7 AAA, that a lot of good teams in this region.
They are, and I tell the boys that you can't sneak up on anybody. Being a region champs, people will give you the A game, and our young guys are going to have to try to bounce back and each week and prepare themselves to bring their A game, and it's definitely going to be a challenge for us. But we're going to have a positive attitude and a great approach, and just it's a game. You got to let it fly. You can't let it worry about what you can't do. You got to be positive and have that motivation and that self-talk to say, hey, I know it's challenging, but hey, I'm going to be better and I'm going to get it done.
Yeah. What did you learn coming out of the North Forsyth scrimmage?
Well, I learned that we got to get off the football better, obviously, and we a little bit of shock and awe with the young guys out there. We definitely, I don't focus too much on the scrimmage game. I try to just see what we have, and I don't do football year round. I focus more on trying to develop our athletes. And a lot of times you play teams who will start through the year and do some football year round and get their teams more ready. So I don't think we were anywhere near being ready to play a football game because we only had 3 days of pads and a walkthrough. So I wasn't expecting much. I just glad we stayed as healthy as we did, and like I said, the next four games for me is no more than the scrimmage games, just to build our players, build our depth, and prepare for region play, because the goal always is to get to game 11.
Well, last year the defense was definitely a strong point for this team, and a lot of those kids graduated, so a lot of holes to fill defensively. Can you talk about some of the challenges for this defensive squad?
Well, we're going to be young at spots, and you take Jackson County's got a tremendous running back, that big guy that we're got a lot of sophomores playing, and you hope they don't flinch, But him coming at you, I may flinch, but they just got to attack each play and believe in themselves and what we teach fundamentally. Make sure they get the right points of attack and leverage, and then explode those hips and shoulders and get the job done. But we got to be the aggressors, and I always tell them there's two types of players. You want to be the hammer. You definitely don't want to be the nail. So we're going to have to really be aggressive and just let it fly.
Flipping over to the offensive side of the ball, some players set out, I know, but you do have several skilled positions returning, several starting linemen that are bouncing back. Talk about the value of having a quarterback with Davis Glass, who's been there and done that and had a region title behind him. And also, I thought the reserves that come in the other night looked solid as well at the quarterback position.
Well, they do. I think offensively, definitely we're ahead than we were this time last year, and definitely ahead of our defense. We do a pretty good job here trying to play to our strengths. Last year, offensively, we try to control the ball and not put our defense in a bad position and play solid defense and put pressure on the other team's offense. This year is going to be the other way around. We got to move the chains. Our team, we got to make our defense not be the main focus. They've got to be on the sidelines, and we're going to have long drives and move the chains to make those first downs. For us to have success, it's going to be critical for us to clock management, take care of the clock, and allow our defense to grow and not just throw them out there in the gauntlet of a machine gun fire to play many reps like we had in the past. Last year we were blessed because we had so many. Our defense was so strong. We had a lot of 3 and outs, and our offense had a lot of opportunities. This year, 3 and out might be something hard for us to do. So we're just going to have to hold the gauntlet and try to keep them out of the end zone, but definitely not do our job. But our offense is our best friend this year.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking some time with us. Good luck on, I guess, what's probably going to be a hot Friday night in Jackson County. But thanks again, and good luck on Friday night.
Well, I always appreciate all you all do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach Maxwell. We also got an opportunity to catch up with Coach Webb at Lumpkin County. Lumpkin County coming off an impressive 56-0 win over Banks County and their scrimmage. And they have the bye this week before opening up against Union County at home next week. Here's what Coach Webb had to say about this team and the upcoming season. Here, Coach Heath Webb, Lumpkin County. It is game week across most of Georgia, but Lumpkin will not be playing this Friday night. Let's talk about the pickup of Hart County.
Yeah, fortunate to pick up a very quality opponent, a playoff caliber football team in Hart County on September 15th. Was an open week for us. Luckily, they had a cancellation on them where they were open as well. So think it'll be a great matchup. Happy to have Hart County coming here to Dahlonega for the first time. Should be a great game, probably a playoff caliber football game in the middle of September.
How the kids responded to that change?
No, they loved it. I mean, they were excited about the opportunity to see Hart County. We've had the opportunity to be at camp with them for the last couple of years, and the competition with those guys has been really strong. And so I think they were excited. They are familiar with the opponent because we've camped with them. So they were excited about it.
And could be a preview of a state playoff game as we, in this area, got a couple of matchups with the crossover. So.
Yeah, it sure could be. We matched up with that region last year. We won't match up with that region in the first round this year, but we could certainly see them at some point in time.
Well, let's talk about exiting the Banks County game. Very decisive win there, 56-0. How'd you like the outcome of the game, and what did you get what you expected out of the game?
Yeah, we had a little bit of adversity, which was good. Scored touchdowns on 8 out of 10 drives. That's a good thing. The adversity came in the 2 drives that we didn't score touchdowns on, so that was good that we had that moment where we had to overcome some adversity, and I feel like we followed those drives up well and scored right after those. Defensively, we were really sharp. Gave up 2 first downs on the night, and then happy to see our young guys come in the fourth quarter and put up 2 scores as well. So all in all, it was a good night and something that we could build off of.
Well, standing on the sideline, what impressed me was the size and physicality of this Lumpkin County team, both offensively and defensively. Seemed like defensively flew to the ball, and when you say size, big kids that look athletic out on the field.
Yeah, no doubt. That was a focus for us. We felt it last year in the region championship game with Dawson, where we were outsized, outmanned. We felt it in the playoff game last year against Oconee County, where they were just bigger than us. So it was good. It was a good experience last year for us to feel that, feel what it felt like to be outmanned. Our guys made a decision in the weight room during the offseason to get bigger and stronger, and I think you're seeing that.
Talk about the defense. I mean, they look very solid the other night. A lot of people returning. Talk about what we can expect out of that this year.
Yeah, we're playing fast. It's probably due to the fact that, same defensive staff. We didn't lose a coach on defense, and we got a bunch of guys back that have played a lot of football. So we're familiar with the staff. We're familiar with the scheme. Got a lot of plays under our belt, a lot of experience. Allows those guys to play really fast.
Flip it over to the other side of the ball offensively. Some new names and some skill positions, and a lot of familiar names and skill positions. Talk about that.
Yeah, Cal Fartner rotates, to the quarterback spot from receiver after, being a first-team all-region receiver a year ago. Dynamic football player that can make plays with his arm and his feet. All 5 offensive linemen back. That's a big help, big key for our offense. Those guys kind of lead us. We go as they go. Mason Sullins is a returning first-team all-region guy at running back, so we do have a lot of guys back. Our tight end position is deep, 4 or 5 guys deep. We can rotate those guys all night long, keep them fresh. Harper Davenport back at receiver. A lot of familiar faces that are back and do good things for us.
Well, watching on some of the touchdown drives, especially from the passing game, the receivers, just look very sharp on their cuts, and on one, I think it was the second touchdown, nice cut to get open there.
Yeah, that was Nolan Matthews, who had been our JV running back a year ago, and we needed Nolan to be on the field. So with Mason Sullins, you get a first-team returning guy coming back at running back. We felt like, what do we do with Nolan? We need to get him on the field. So that was his first experience because he was injured in the spring. So that was his first experience actually playing receiver. So to see him play as well as he did was really encouraging for us. He's still learning the receiver position, but we know he's going to be a good playmaker for us.
Sullins, again, looks solid, overpowering the defense on last Friday night.
Yeah, he's put on 20 pounds of muscle over the spring and added speed to go along with it. So he was difficult to tackle a year ago. If you tackled him, you felt it. And now you add 20 pounds to that, he's going to be a bruiser.
Well, you talked about Cal moving to quarterback, and in the pregame last week, you said it's going to be exciting to watch him, how he slices through the defense, and he done that on that first scoring drive of 76. And to me, didn't look like he turned on all the burners on that one, but maybe on the second one where he got called back, he did turn on. He's going to bring another element to the game.
Yeah, he does. And you factor that in with Mason Sullins as the running back. That's a nice little punch, 1-2 punch back there in the backfield. Cal has nice breakaway speed, but he's also really fluid to make people miss. So he can make you miss, and he can run away from you. Good combination for us.
Special teams looked limited because of the opportunities on Friday night, but still, the kicking game on several extra points looked fairly solid. Talk about the overall special teams.
Yeah, so we were turning all-region kicker in Will Staples. We were sharp, 8 of 8 on extra points. Never really got into a field goal situation, but we feel good about that situation as well. And Josue Nieto is our kickoff specialist, and we feel like he'll be kicking the ball in the end zone by the time we get to game week. So feel really good about where we're at. And then Cal is our punter, so a dangerous element back there for return teams with number 1 back there catching punt snaps, from just putting another threat on the defense.
Yeah, dissecting the upcoming schedule, of course, we talked about Hart County a little bit, the opportunity there. Some great rival opponents with Union County coming in here, going up to Franklin County. That's been sort of a long-standing relationship between Lumpkin and Franklin there, and then a long road trip to what was a surprisingly good Temple team last year, competitive team.
Yeah, no doubt. The non-region schedule, I think, is going to make us better. Union's very good, very well coached, solid football team. They got a bunch of kids back too. So we expect that when they come here, we expect that one to be a dogfight. Franklin, much improved, also a bunch of kids back. Temple was probably the surprise of last year for us. So we're treating that one like a playoff game, probably a 2-hour bus ride. So we're kind of treating that one as a playoff game. Get on that long bus ride, see how we respond to it. Logistically see what we need to tweak to make us better should we need to get on a long bus ride for the playoffs. And then obviously Hart County to round out the non-region. Those guys will certainly make us better too.
Now, I don't want you to go into any strategies or anything with Region 7 AAA, but size up the region, what you see out of this region again.
Parity. I think anybody can beat anybody on any given night. The difference between the first seed and the fourth seed will probably be pretty slim. Expect competitive ball games every Friday night. I think this will be one of the most entertaining regions in the state because I think we're all fairly even. So it should be a lot of fun.
We opened up the region, if I'm not mistaken, with a road game to Pickens County, which, again, Pickens County, I expect to be one of those most improved teams, got stronger through the years. So opening up the region with a tough opponent, too.
Yeah, a team with a lot of guys back, and we saw them in JV last year, too. They were really good. Pickens has got a strong program, and a lot of returning players. We expect that one to be a good one.
I want to close out with the excitement around Lumpkin County football in this community. Feeling the vibe and the energy down here with the touchdown club and the stands as full as they were for a scrimmage game. Shows a lot of excitement and support in this community about football.
We're excited about football around here these days. It's awesome. I agree with you. The crowd for the scrimmage was unbelievable. Never anticipated a crowd like that for a scrimmage. But it didn't matter that there was a scrimmage. It mattered that there was football being played in Dahlonega. And this community's been starved for it. We're happy to give them a winner that they can support. It's been a lot of fun. It's been rewarding for me as a coach to see not only our players win and be successful, but also for our community to feel that as well. It's been really great.
Once again, Coach Heath Webb, Lumpkin County football.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Webb, and also thanks again to Coach Maxwell for joining us here on the North Georgia SportsLink. Reminder that Game 1 of Dawson County will be on the air tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. as they travel to Jackson County. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll talk to you on Friday night on the North Georgia SportsLink.
The best high school football coverage anywhere, and I mean it, the North Georgia SportsLink.